Welcome back to Switch to Linux with Western Mountain Web. We are back to our WordPress tutorials. Today we are going to look at WordPress widgets. So widgets are the interesting little functionalities. There's a little bit of weird terminology in WordPress, and that what they actually call the places that hold the widgets, they call them sidebars inside the code. And when we examine actual codes inside of themes, we'll go ahead and have a look at that. But basically a widget, they call it internally, they call it a sidebar. So when you call it in a theme file, you call a sidebar, which is a little of a misnomer because they're not necessarily in what in a website you might call a sidebar. And so there's a little bit of confusion in there. You just need to keep that in mind when you're working with WordPress development, that a sidebar doesn't necessarily mean something on the side of the site. A sidebar really means a place to put widgets. So widgets are inside the widgets panel inside of your WordPress dashboard under appearances, and these widgets will actually allow you to drop a variety of different things into what are called sidebars. Now the sidebars may be on a sidebar, that's what they were originally for, but they've been adapted to be put pretty much anywhere inside of the theme. So check your individual theme files to know exactly where your widgets are. So we're going to go ahead and jump over to our WordPress install, and we'll be right back when that's done. Okay, so here I've logged back into the dashboard. I have my example site over here. Now what you'll see over here is you see this thing that says right sidebar over here. This is a place for one of those widgets. So this particular theme has at least one area for widgets, probably more. Most of them do. You can tell which types of theme, which type of widgets your theme will support by going into appearances and widgets. And what we'll see is over here, there's a lot. So there's a left sidebar, there's a right sidebar, there's a first footer, a second footer, a third footer, a fourth footer, area above content, area below content, headers widget, presentation page columns. There's all sorts of weird stuff. What's going on here? All right. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to clear everything out. These are just, you can drag and drop these guys over. Now, if you want to keep something, so if something is configured and you want to keep it, there's a separate thing that you do. What I'm going to do is show you how to do that here. We're going to keep this. Now, if you do not have in your text widget, if you do not have the visual and text editors, it means that your WordPress is out of date. This is a brand stinking new feature. So here I'm going to label this as keep this, push the save button, and this is one I want to save for later. So if you come down here to inactive widgets, you can drop widgets down here. It will keep all of the formatting in their settings, but it does not get rid of the widget entirely. So I can come back up here and I can grab this and drop it wherever I happen to want it, and you'll see that it's still configured. So if you do need to remove a widget but you want to retain all its settings, drag it into this inactive widgets area. That is where you can save your various settings. You might do that if you're experimenting, testing with things, or there's something there you're not quite sure you want it, but it was kind of a pain to set up. So that's kind of the application that you might do for that. All right. Now, what we're going to do here is I'm going to take one of these widgets. Now, these are your widgets over here. Different plugins will have various widgets installed. Different themes will have different widgets installed. This is sort of basic. I don't see anything in here that is not a regular part of WordPress core. Now, there are some new ones. The video widget is actually another brand new feature. This was added just in a very recent thing. You can upload a video or you can insert from a URL. So if you have a video on YouTube or on Vimeo or wherever else you want to drop it in, you can actually drop that in there and it's going to add that widget in there. Some of these have always been around. Custom menu will allow you to grab anything that's from your menus option. So if you remember a couple weeks ago, we looked at our menus. Any of your menus you can select from here and display a menu on your sidebar. I think audio is a new one. I've never actually seen the audio widget. That looks brand new. Probably much the same as video. So you can probably link like a SoundCloud account to that. So WordPress is always an ever-evolving thing. I think image is new too. Cry out column, I believe this is something that has been added by my theme, so you wouldn't have that. Calendar, we'll just put a little calendar there. Your basic ones are your archives, which will give you basically a per date or per whatever organization of all of your blog posts. So you can see you can display it as a drop down. You can show the post counts. It's pretty basic. A lot of people might want to use a customized one or use some CSS to customize that. Your recent posts will list any number of your recent posts. You can select on the widget what your number happens to be. It's going to show on the sidebar your last whatever posts. Text, you can put any form of text in there. Categories will display all your categories. Meta is something that is added by default. This is one you always want to get rid of because Meta provides a main admin login link to your site. You generally do not want that displayed. It's just an invitation for someone to try and get in there. So there's really nothing in the meta thing that's actually useful. Recent comments, of course, is your recent comment things. And RSS will actually give you a basic feed from any site. Any RSS feed that you happen to have, you can drop into there. So that's just a brief overview of the basic widget. So, of course, there's the search widget, which will add a search bar anywhere to your site. So let's go ahead and have a look at where all these are. So we're going to call this, I'm just going to put in the title, just the title of all these. Third footer area. I got to spell footer right, though. Okay, we're going to save that. Now you can condense or expand all these guys down like this. Basically what I'm going to do is on each one of these areas, I'm actually going to come in here and drop these on so we can identify where things are at. And I'm just dropping it in the title there. Okay. So, all these are done. I'm going to comment on this one specific. This is a theme-specific one, and basically, you can see here that this is going to mess things up if I do much with it, but it wants only, and it'll note here, only drag cry out column widgets here. So this is going to be a problem for the site. Basically, it wants you to drag one of these guys over. Like I said, this is a custom thing for the theme. It wants an image, a title, a text, and a link. This is what gives this theme a very nice overall broad look. Maybe we'll work with that a little bit here today. But right now, I have all of these widgets on here. You'll note that there is no save button on here. The individual widgets will have a save button. That's the only thing you need to save. Once you do that, they will automatically appear. So I should have a text item for every one of these widgets. Let's go ahead and refresh the page and see what this monstrosity looks like. All right, so here you can see header widget. So anything you want in the header will appear right here. We have the above the content area over here, which is going to give me just any basic, any information above a content. Over here is the right sidebar. Now you'll notice there is no left sidebar, and that's because if you'll remember in the theme settings, we have set this to only have a right sidebar. And we can go back and look at the left sidebar. You'll see the first footer area, second footer area, third footer area, fourth footer area. I thought, let's see, there's below the content area. So here's one widget, here's another widget. I thought that this main home page here was going to be a main front page. Let's go ahead and have a look at that real quick. I'm going to go back into pages, and new test page should be our home page. Let's have a look at that. So it is not actually accepting the widget here. I'm guessing it's like this presentations page column, presentation page column. You'll see it doesn't actually have anything there. I'm thinking that either I don't have that set configured right, or it might check to make sure it's the type of widget we want. Let's go ahead and drop a cry out column in there, and we'll go ahead and drop some image of some form or another. Now, it does tell you here, not all widgets are going to be this helpful, by the way, particularly your theme-specific ones. This theme, I use this theme a lot for basic, simple pages, or somebody has a really low budget and needs just a simple WordPress page. I like using this one because it is a very helpful theme. This one, it does tell you the images should be 327 by 201. So let's go ahead, let's see, go to Tempera, settings page, presentation page, and columns to edit the sizes. So if you do need to adjust the size, do that. But let's go ahead and see, let's see, 327 by 201. I'm going to go find an image and cut back into the video. 1 moment. Okay, so I went ahead and made a little picture of a cat here. So we're going to come over here. I'm going to upload a file. And then from my desktop, it's simply called cat.jpg. Open cat.jpg. We're going to hit insert into post. So it'll give me the image here. Let's say cats. These are the cats. And then we're just going to go ahead and link to, let's go ahead and link to the About page. So we're going to copy the About page, link it to the About page, hit save. And then let's see if that actually works. So it looks like I probably do not have this page turned on entirely yet. Let me go do that and then I will be back. Okay, so I went into the Tempera settings. I had to re-enable the, for this particular theme, this was interesting because I had to remove the latest page and turn this into the latest post page, which I believe is something new for this particular theme. And that will enable you to have a presentation page here. This overrides a basic post page. So here is the widget title. So you'll see that what that widget did that we customized, it puts the image in, you hover over it, it gets you the description and a read more link, and this will go to your it should go to your page there. Looks like I might have pasted that in wrong. Sometimes my computer does not like to copy paste as well as it should. Let's have a quick look at that. Presentation page column. Yeah. Oh, I hit copy link location, not copy link. That's what I did. Copy link location. Is that the link location? Paste. There it goes. Now I got it. There we go. Now as you update that. Okay, so now there you go. Now it works. Going to the proper link. So here you can see where the header widget is. You can see where the footer widgets are. You'll see that on this page it did disable the above content and below content. We saw the header. The presentation page is just on the home page. You're right. If we go over to look at a single page, then we'll see that, like this one here, if you remember, we went in and we disabled the sidebar. The news one will give you your right sidebar here. This one actually should be your post. So let me go back and reset that. I had to change that for this. Let's see, post page. Let's see, post page is a static page. Oh, that's right. I had to take off the the post page for that. I'll revisit that in another day for figuring that out. So that gives you the right sidebar. Now what we'll do is we'll go and we'll override the theme. Let's go for the news one. We'll override the theme. So the default template goes with whatever we have in our default. You'll see that we have one column, no sidebar. That's what the About page is. Here's a sidebars on the left, sidebars on the right. Let's go ahead and pick this one. We'll update that. This is the news page. Now what you'll see is you should see a left sidebar, a right sidebar, and then the content. We can also come down here and do 3 columns, sidebars, left and right. Now note that these are things built into my template. You may not see those depending on your template. But, sidebar, I'm sorry, 3 column sidebar on the right. 2 column, let's see. I want a sidebar left. Let's see if we have that. Sidebars on the left and right. That's the one I want. Sidebars on left and right. I think I picked sidebars on the right. There you go. Left sidebar, content, right sidebar. Here's your footer area. This is the above the content area. This is the below the content area. We have our header widget over here. So that is what we are seeing as far as where the sidebars are located. So now what can you do with those various widgets now that we know where they are? And again, each theme is going to have them in different places. Some themes will only have one sidebar. There's some themes that actually have a widget creation ability where you can actually create custom widgets. So what might you want to do? Well, maybe on the right sidebar, maybe you want to have something like recent, let's see, maybe recent posts on the right sidebar. On the left sidebar, you might want advertising in here, in which case you can just paste in the script your advertising link would give you, you want to paste it in text, not visual. You want to paste whatever script they give you for advertising over there. Maybe you might drop a calendar over here. Let's get rid of the left sidebar. So I'm just trying to find things that will appear either way. You know what? Let's do, I don't think I'm going to have any recent posts show up. There might be one. Go ahead and play with the image widget because I've never used that before. Let's go ahead and add an image. Let's go with this image here. Hit save. And now let's go back to our news page, see what we get. Okay, so now you'll see we have a little calendar on the one side. This is not interactive or anything. It just basically shows the date. Over here, we have our picture being displayed, and you'll notice there's no posts. That's probably because there's no posts on the site. So that's kind of what you can do. What you might do, like with a site like this that has 4 different footer widgets, what you can do here is, I usually put a menu in one, a contact form, copyright information. If you happen to be building like an affiliate network site, you need to have displayed on your site somewhere that several of your links are affiliate links. So the footer area is a good place to do that. This guy here is in this theme. This can be changed inside of the tempera settings. So that is basically an overview on the widgets. Just keep mind of which widgets your theme has and what you can do with them. Some plugins will add other widget functionality. Some plugins will, some themes will add widget functionality. So you have a lot of different options as far as what you can do with widgets on the website. So thanks for watching this basic tutorial on WordPress widgets. Hopefully this has been helpful for you. Check on back. I'm trying to do 1 tutorial on WordPress a week. Eventually we're going to get into the more advanced stuff. We're going to get into the theming files. I just want to make sure we've covered all the basics and the UI of WordPress before we get into anything really beyond all that. So keep checking back. Thanks for watching. If you do want to help support what we do over here at Switch to Linux, or if you'd like to have some consultation on your own website, at Switch to Linux, you can get a hold of switchtolinux.com/support to learn how you can support the channel. Or with Western Mountain Web, you can go to westernmountainweb.com/contact and contact us for any questions, quotes, anything of that. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux and to WordPress.